I mean, there's plenty of Sasuke content on YouTube if you don't want to watch the 10,000 hours that comes with the show. But from the show's release in 2001, when Sasuke stated his goal, like within the first 5 episodes or something, up until when he completed it around like 2012, I think that is when the episode was released. Sasuke was constantly working towards his goal relentlessly. Just about 99% of the time we even see him on the screen. His focus, determination, and driven mindset is beyond anything I've ever seen from a character or an actual human being in real life. And replicating his drive is a challenge that I've set even for myself, as it would increase my results 100 times if I possessed the same amount of drive that he's cultivated.
With all those things that made him popular, he chose to ignore those things because they didn't serve his one single thought that he was snowballing, which was to kill Itachi, kill Itachi, kill Itachi. Nothing took him off his path. He was on a mission, and anything that didn't serve that mission was a nuisance to him. You know, he didn't really acknowledge anything that didn't play a part in the creation of that single thought, kill Itachi. Mindset is everything in this life, and in order to create the exact lifestyle you want, you first have to create it in your head. I tell myself all the time that the universe works mentally. Everything starts with a single thought, and it's only when you take that initial thought and then begin to snowball it and compound it over time by thinking about it over and over again, you become limitless. Your chakra grows and you become extraordinary amongst average individuals. Sasuke was always dedicated to raising his energy levels, or aka his chakra, and the only way of truly cultivating that energy was to stay consistently practicing activities that multiplied his energy and his chakra instead of killing it. And as we know, yes, Sasuke did eventually become so powerful that he was able to eventually defeat Itachi in battle. And as we know, I mean, there are multiple factors that played a part in that as well, but we will be discussing those in future videos to come, so stay tuned.
Granted, you know, Sasuke barely made it out of that fight alive, so imagine if he had brought his ego into it, like that could have been the end of him. Number 2, IQ and calculated risk. This may be a more boring point, kind of mundane, but hear me out because I feel that this is such an important point when it comes to understanding Sasuke's mind. So the first point dealt with Sasuke's control over his ego and potentially, you know, entering foolish situations. But this next point has to do with Sasuke's calculations when it comes to actually entering dangerous situations themselves. Once again, I should mention that Sasuke's main goal in the entire show was to kill a special certain someone, and he had unwavering focus towards getting that goal completed. And Sasuke's ability to focus, which BTW is the #1 trait of all success, his focus is insanity. And I covered that in my first part about Sasuke, my first video. But because he's so focused on specific goals, his every single choice and decisions are based around the direct path towards that goal. So whenever he's about to enter a situation, you can literally read it in his eyes. Sasuke is like, he's calculating whether or not entering the situation will be beneficial towards the completion of his goal or not beneficial at all. And after calculating potential scenarios, he makes a decision. This is what I call calculated risk, and I know, once again, it's kind of a boring point, but it's so crucial when it comes to success. All the top greatest generals in world history and all the top CEOs have the same skilled master, the ability to read every situation and know if you should engage or back off. And this is something Sasuke has mastered, in my opinion. And it's called calculated risk because you pick the risk factor. And Sasuke is so good with calculated risk that he picks the highest risk reward situations and always proves himself right. The Deidara fight, Killer Bee, Danzo, even though the other opponent may have been slightly more powerful, Sasuke calculates how things turn out if he uses his IQ and his ability to outsmart his opponent even in the slightest.